Guys, today we'll be talking about the animeland as animeland 2025 election results. It seems that the liberals have lost in a landslide. This is a country where liberals have not won an election since 1995 as well. And they were hoping with the policies that Marshall Rosita was pushing the current president of the country that he would lose in a massive landslide. However, the liberals elected the worst candidate possible, Stein, who is a far left, basically a communist. Unlike countries like countries like USA, where there's far more progressive people, or Europe, where they're much more tolerant to socialists, animeland used to be a former communist or socialist country. Until 1995, the country was under the influence of socialism/communism, and basically, it was a ally to the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union basically rigged the elections so the communists could win, and the communists have won, have basically held the election. However, since everyone has become a democratic country, because of the rise of the woke movement and woke ideologies, Animeland has become one of the most bastion countries for conservatism in the world, simply because of their opposition towards communism/socialism as well here. This is the election results for Marshall Rosita. For the first time, he has won 80% of the vote in these areas. These are very rural districts as well here. And he's also has done the best he has ever done in many of these areas as well here. He has, in many counties, he has actually done the best he has possibly done ever. Cell County, Goku County, this area of here, these three counties right here, these three districts right here, these four districts up here, and this district right here, he has done the best in. Here. He has also done the best, he has also done pretty okay here. However, this area is, very much different than the rest of the country. However, the vast majority of the people live in this side of the country. The vast majority of the people, which is around 85% of the population, lives on this half of the country. The rest, which is around 10 to 15%, live in this half of the country. Here. And basically, a lot of the country has voted a certain way. For example, Goku County, the second largest county, voted 73%. So the five largest counties, this county voted 67%. This county voted 70.21%. This county, which is thought to have become a blue county, voted 76.42%. The fourth largest county, the third largest county, also voted 17.43%. The fourth largest county, 76% of the vote. Right here, this county 35.55, and Neptune County, the one this county was D plus 2.2, Democrat Socialist, and this county is A plus 3.3%. So in this one they won at least 53% of the vote. So in this district they won 67% of the vote. That's another very big area. And this one right here, they won 30.22% of the vote. This district was 74%. And this one was 57.55%. The first time the AAP has ever won here. The largest blue county was this one, where the Democrats won 62.6% of the vote. However, all of these districts are actually the lowest Democrat Socialist vote sale in a while. These last election they were in the 80s as well, but they have declined significantly in the vote sale as well. Compare that to the last election where Rosita got 52% of the vote. You can definitely see the map is much different. The highest voting county Rosita won, which is this county right here, he won 69% of the vote here. These counties, he won 62 and 60% of the vote respectively as well here. However, he did much worse throughout the country. He barely won this county right here, where he won 47.20 we won 44.72% of the vote compared to 53% of the vote. And in a lot of these wards, counties, and districts, he basically barely did better than his presidential margins as well here. Also, Democrats, Socialists, Democrats, which they used to be called Democrats, which before they were called Democrats, they were winning 80% of these counties right here. They were winning them massively as well here. They were winning these districts hugely, basically. Yeah, these districts were huge, and almost all of them had a massive shift towards the right. All of these districts right here shifted 10 to 15 points to the right. I think this one trended the least, which was around 59%. Well, he won this. Actually, this one was around 54% as well. This one was around 56%. So these districts were around 56%. They were around 52 and 51%. So these were, because there was actually third parties as well. So many candidates winning as well here. But this is much different. And you could definitely tell the country has gotten more area here. If you compare the map from 2020 to now, today, there were literally safe blue districts that flipped. These are districts that became safe blue that Vegeta won with around 60% of the vote. Okay, he won 60% of the vote. The only district that stayed the same, there were only 2 districts that stayed relatively the same. It didn't shift all too much. Okay, so first was this district. Well, Stein still won 73% of the vote. He won it 75% last time. Stein also won this district by 2 points. Also won this district around 49% of the vote, which is actually slightly better than the 46% the last candidate got. But now let's look at the other things. First is the Congress, the House, as well here. The AAP now controls 412 out of 535 seats, which means that's the biggest majority they have ever held. The Democrat Socialists have lost 42 seats, and the Net Party lost 16 seats as well. The collapse of the liberal parties in animeland continue as well. The Green Party gained 13 seats. It is the first time they have ever entered the Congress. Indies / No Party have gained 6 seats, and Communists have gained 1 seat. The Senate, the AAP has a supermajority in the Senate, gained 7 more seats as well. Azuka, which barely changed, has 14 seats, while the Democrats lost 1 seat. There were 4 seats that were up for election. All of them went toward the AAP as well. It seems that a lot of pundits out in the UN are very worried about this election, considering the fact that this election only solidifies far-right control over the country as well. The AAP has been criticized for turning the country from a democratic country to a practical dictatorship, very similar to the country of Russia as well. However, Vegeta had actually won very similar to his approval rating and favorability rating, which is around 70 to 71% as well. Power Market, before the election was over, predicted Master Vegeta with a 95% chance of winning as well. And there we go. That was the 2025 animeland elections. This country will not have any elections until 2030. I don't know if I'll be around by 2030, but if I do, I'll update you on the 2030 elections as well here. Goodbye.